Welcome to a new series in the RPG Real Play Sessions. This is The End of Ages, using the core rule system of Jack's own devising. In our last installment, Dave and Rob had some trouble with some birds. In this episode, we find out where Refik's character went. Now on to the adventure.
By the way, this podcast is brought to you today by Triscuit seasoned with balsamic and basil. Taste the flavor. Go ahead.
Basil, the
Basil Rathbone?
Yeah, Faulty Towers.
Oh, yeah, that's Basil
proprietor.
Paul.
John Cleese references only in here. None of your Rathboning.
None of your Sherlock Holmes from the 30s.
Just because he can bend an iron poker doesn't make him a badass.
So what's the plan?
See, that's the sticky wicket. So, clearly I can give you your caricature. Because where we take a moment, look it over, remember your guy, remember his
lack of skills,
his childhood traumas, his disfiguring a mystery accident, your conspicuous limp.
I like that one of your skills is parkour.
So many negative descriptions. Holy crap. Oh, there's one good one.
How's that?
I'm brilliant.
Brilliantly
You're a
crippled.
thinker.
I'm a thinker.
He's hideously
He's in his
brilliant.
head.
So you gotta combine the bad words with the good words, like you're hideously brilliant.
That's
You're
it.
you're unbalanced, knowledgeable.
Right. I don't think that's really going to help me until...
You're fortunately yielding.
No, but that's your character.
I wanted to-
no, because I know you keep one. Of
You
the
might want to hold on to that. I don't know. Maybe
You're
we're doing
doing
it wrong.
role-playing games, but you gave a character sheet.
Yeah.
Where's your sheet?
I'm gone. I'm a goner.
You're dead?
Might
Already?
as well be. We're escaping into a castle as we speak.
I don't know.
Trying not to get killed by birds.
Escaping into a castle is an odd way of saying Dave took a hostage of his drinking buddy, who had been nothing but kind to him, and
And he was like freaking out because he recovered from almost being dead. And it's like, no, it's a game mechanic, Dave. How is he giving? It's a game mechanic, Dave. Stop freaking out. It's
he's forcing his new hostage / bestie, and by proxy, this young man to now show him where he's show him around the area that they're in.
Well, there's a massive weapon to end the war, so that ended the war. We're trying to find it. We don't know what we're going to do with it.
Do you even know what it is?
No.
So even if you found it...
Well, that's what
You wouldn't know
That's
what it
why
was.
Dave has this hostage. Who knows what it is?
So the hostage knows what it is.
Well, we found the final key, and he's excited about that.
This is a royal antiquarian who's you don't need to know. It's a whole thing. Either way, there's a hostage situation. And not only is this man here not doing anything to stop it, he's just willfully like, I guess whatever.
I'm a little pissed off from the birds.
But you showed those lanterns. What
I did 2 lanterns. I think it's 3 on my total now. I gotta start marking that down.
Broke some lanterns.
I've broken 3 lanterns.
Do you get experience for that?
He experienced a
I
hot
don't
foot.
think I've gotten any experience.
Do you lose experience?
Yeah, I think I've lost experience. I've actually gotten stupider after
I
that.
figure if you stab enough trees, or you burn enough trees down, one of them will be a good tree, and you'll get experience for it.
I did chop down a tree.
Did you get experience for it?
Maybe it was a tree. I don't know.
I call those sneak attacks. I didn't think that.
It's when the tree hits your back that's the problem.
It's probably statistically improbable.
Oh, plus the gods are against me. Because I did all this preparing with fire and stuff.
So what you're saying is there's a chance. Quick stab every tree.
Is there a god of weather?
There's a god of everything, man.
My new...
All I remember is we saw the goddess of death.
Yeah, that was the last time.
That was cool.
I know. I had an existential crisis. Until the birds attacked and
I wanted to go into the cavern.
Nothing
Jack wouldn't
solves
let
an
me.
existential crisis like birds.
birds.
Jack's like, That's not what your guy told you to do.
Yeah, which leads us, segues us into where we are now.
I went in, didn't I?
So, the morning arrived, and this guy here was expecting his buddy.
What's your name again?
Edmund Mallory.
Edmund.
To be there, and what had happened was you were nowhere to be found. And eventually he had to move on with the mission because he had no other choice.
I did look for you.
Please tell me it was an extensive search, not like yo, Edmund. No, I guess he's not here. Let's go.
The only way I know that it wasn't the fact that you just listened to the podcast and knew exactly how that happened is because Rob hasn't done the podcast edited it yet. So, but that was basically it.
I figured.
I didn't want to spend too much time looking for him.
What had happened instead was his old partner had showed up.
Yeah, he got replaced by someone who was actually... I was going to say is actually not crippled, but he only has 3 fingers now, so...
Yeah.
He's still crippled.
But when you do the crippling, it's not as weird when they're just...
Are you sure I didn't do that one too?
Time will tell.
Yeah.
By the way... I'm your daddy.
What am I, Forrest Whitaker now? Did I lose my other eye or something?
No, you're already fucked up. We don't have to fuck you up more.
Yeah, you came all...
But I'm a lovable mutant.
Hey, you did hit on that girl very poorly. He didn't roll, luckily.
So that is where we are now. You are outside of the Hall of Cannibal King, the ruins that are there, and your friend buggered off. You don't know. So there you are. What happened? What's going on? It's just
so
I don't know. It's morning.
I woke up and he's not there.
Yeah. Well, you're just there. You're looking around, going, "What? It's a little still kind of early morning, and
is any of his stuff there?
His stuff isn't.
Is there any stuff around, like where his stuff was?
I disappeared too. Your brain hurt already?
No, I know where you went.
Hey, with Dave.
I'll holster my gear.
Okay, so you get all your stuff together. You're checking getting everything in order the way it is on your fit for adventuring, the way it is on your character sheet.
I'll take out my wineskin.
Okay.
Take a swig of liquid courage.
Some breakfast champions.
Yeah. Put it back.
Okay.
And walk into the ruins. Because that's obviously where he went. We were told not to go there, and that's where he went. Now I gotta go save his bacon.
Clearly, that must be the situation.
Meanwhile, I'm like behind a tree sleeping.
Or in a tree sleeping. Worst squirrel ever.
You're just like, oh, I just didn't see you there. My camouflage skills are that well.
It's obvious you went in there. Like, why would you... This is why we can't have nice things in the watch.
No, clearly. It's this kind of reprobate that they just let do whatever they want.
It's true. They kind of do let us do whatever we want.
Like, I understand that my reasoning is really good in terms of gameplay, but obviously this is something that he would do.
It's a systemic.
This is something I wouldn't do because it was not against. It was against our orders to go in there.
I'm pretty sure I was the one standing on the outside while you went in the first time.
No, I remember you prodding me.
Well, no, I think I remember me like not even paying attention because I had just seen a goddess.
Okay.
Oh, you got it now. Oh, you done it now.
You did do it now.
That interruption was brought to you by Leon's.
Leon's. We could close the windows if you were really...
I think we should. This is going to get worse.
If you're really... Maybe...
Usually I care about the heater.
Usually you care a lot. Dun, 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 dun.
About the windows and the noise in the trucks.
You care a lot. true. Well, that could have been a fun little thing we did there. It was like a team effort, but you bailed on that real quick. So
yeah, I was too busy trying to navigate your living room.
What's going on?
I care a lot.
we were gonna have a sing along, but
Ooh, In the Ruins of the Cannibal King?
yes,
Oh, I wonder how that song goes.
we care a lot.
About the cannibals. Oh, man. I can't believe you.
I didn't abandon you. You went into the ruins.
I was sleeping nicely. Did you just go off?
Okie dokie.
No. Like, I don't have this scenario in this book.
Well, I did, because we never did it last time.
I'm just looking for...
I don't like leaving stones unturned.
You just moved back here, mission.
I just have to go back a mission, and I have to...
Oh, good God. Not that book.
Make sure I
It's his little black book.
everything. One's the game Bible, the rules, the scenario.
He's got a lot of books over there.
He's got way too many books.
Monsters, and this is the one that has...
The tutorial says that.
Yeah.
Damn birds.
So...
Something bad's gonna happen now.
Yes, be sure.
You know what? This is a lot of like foreplay for you just to kill me.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of like book searching through books just to say.
Just...
Oh shit! I forgot about the knife.
I forgot about it too.
Okay, so can I see your character for a second?
You don't want to touch my character?
No, it might rub off him.
Okay.
Now he's gonna write all the stuff that just happened to you.
Is it good stuff?
Probably not.
You don't know that.
Remember the Blight?
What's the blight?
That was what happens when you go into the Hall of the Cannibal King.
Well, I have to save your bacon.
There you go.
Can I look at this paper?
In a moment.
All right.
Okay.
Why does it burn? It's the blight.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the guy that. Remember when he opened the box? He was staring at the crystal.
He was very hungry for a long time. Okay, so to set the scene, it's not first thing in the morning, but it's early enough that he should still be here if you cared. That's basically the time frame. The weather's turning a little dark. It's threatening rain. Certainly, where you are on this escarpment that overlooks where the ruins are, there's a tree line, but there's not really that much in the way of shelter.
What I remember from going to sleep and now, has the atmosphere changed? Like, do I feel the same way? Like, it seems like there's nothing around other than wildlife and whatnot, like the regular wildlife. Do I hear wildlife? Or is it deathly silent?
You hear some birds, some...
Okay. At this point, I'm going to start calling out his name.
Okay. So you're standing on the edge and you're yelling out, and, Gray, Gray! And there's nothing. And even though this area is used infrequently, but it is used by locals, but no one else comes by, nothing.
What happened to the troop we had met earlier?
They left the day before.
Oh, okay.
This is the second day.
Yeah.
Well, the weather is turning kind of sour.
Yes.
So he might have went into the ruins looking for shelter. I mean, it's not something I would do.
No, that's clearly insane, but it is a
But I need to make sure I haul his ass back because I am kind of responsible for him. So I will venture deeper into the ruins.
Okay.
Looking for a place that would provide shelter.
So you have you enter into the ruins with of your own free will. You're
I'm doing this for him.
Yeah. Obviously, that's why you're doing it.
Yes.
Okay, and from where you are in the in the like up on the escarpment, you can either go around the to the left or right, doing that circuit that you already did. From here, going down straight is so you just have to tell me which way you're going to head, the clockwise or counterclockwise.
I'm gonna go around again, the perimeter, to see if, and calling out his name to see if he's within earshot. Like, he might not have strayed too far.
Right.
But obviously, if I can't find, if he doesn't answer to me, then he must be inside. So I will do the proper thing and go around first.
Okay. So you've headed into the ruins in an attempt to find Gray, who has disappeared. Then we flash forward a little while. It appears that a completely just a as normal bit of business for the wardens. Another patrol has been sent out.
That's us.
Barnhart Rothsauer, who we may remember.
He liked his big hammer.
Yes.
He liked smashing posts in.
Now, you were saddled, unfortunately.
Hey, friend.
Hey,
How's it going?
Now, you...
My name is Percival P. Porridge.
Bro, you're not actually you? You're somebody else?
I played this character before.
Percival P. Porridge.
Now, you were meant to be... you were meant to be training and doing the usual stuff that you're supposed to be doing. You're not meant to be going on this patrol. The problem was young Percival was Percy here. Had been he's a lovable scamp. He's been getting into trouble in and around the garrison, and he's started to get attached to some of the less to the sketchier of the young lads that are part of the wardens.
Asterius is my friend. And he left.
So as kind of like a big brother situation, you were to take him out. And he's not really a member of the wardens. He's a little too young yet. But you're to, kind of be a mentor to him. You come from good working background. You're everything that this kid needs to kind of get him away from this bad element that he's been associating with. So you've been tasked to do this circuit that many people do through a wooded area. And young Percy here, young Percy's, this is your first real, this is a mission. In your mind, you're on a mission.
Yep.
Did they give him a weapon?
He appears to be carrying a weapon, yet he hasn't drawn it, so...
I do have a weapon.
So, yeah. And as you're coming around, there's a spot that's going to be available for, it's a flat area overlooking some ruins that you're not allowed to go into. And you're going to camp there for the night. It's all standard stuff, and it's taken you a couple weeks to do this so far. So the two of you can chat amongst yourselves, tell each other what you want during this 2-week period. What have you been discussing? What have you been doing?
I will aggravate him at every possible second with my positivity.
He's a very
oh, good God! This is exactly what you needed.
I will basically ignore him like I would like a little brother. And when he chirps, I just don't respond.
Okay, so
I'm asking questions about the trees and the birds and asking how the weather is.
So the captain of the wardens chose the wrong mentor, perhaps, for this young boy. Which
happens.
It happens, yeah.
She's already proven to be a poor sense of judge of character.
Yeah, because she trusted you.
She trusted Dave.
I'll make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Okay.
But it's if he wants to babble on, it's what am I supposed to do about that? It's I could hit him, but I don't want to have to carry him back to camp.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give Refik a pencil and some paper. And so I'll start with this. There's pencils in there. Oh, Enos jumped on that grenade right there. Got it.
You got the grenade! I don't trust Jack when he passes anything.
Refik jumped when you
He was like, hey, here you go. And I was just like, fuck you, you already gave me this, whatever this is.
So,
you need a pencil.
Until I tell you that to stop, you start drawing that map reveal that.
Oh, I need
paper.
a pencil.
It's in that.
It's in the
case.
thing. So
There you go.
There's no other knife in there. No, there's no other knife in here, is there?
Don't delay, because he punishes people for delaying.
So you've reached this, the two of you have reached this area. It's getting about nightfall. It's getting a bit dark. And customary, you start unpacking your kit. You have this bed rolls and some stuff. It looks like there's been fires built here quite regularly, so there's a designated pit. There's still maybe even some embers in there that you can get to go now.
I've heard of Cannibal King. He's not very nice. He'd eat people. That's what cannibal means, you know.
I'm sure he would. Start the fire.
I'll try to start a fire.
And yeah,
essentially it's whenever we're doing anything, I make him do it, and only when he struggles do I step in.
Okay.
And he loves that.
So yeah,
I was taught how to make fire by the best fire makers in the Wardens.
Yeah, aim your voice towards the fire. The oxygen from your mouth will help.
I was made to.
There you go.
And clearly, all this, despite the impending clouds, it's starting to get really, really cold and dark. And but like I said, the fire pit. There's embers in the bottom. There's some wood there. It comes up easily. And eventually, when you're just settling in, and people do use this path, but you can hear. You can hear some movement coming down the path to the right side.
Oh, we got people coming. I'll get up and start heading that way. Go to meet them.
I grab him I try to grab him by the collar to stop him from heading that way.
Okay, so you run up and you put your hand on his shoulder.
Are we gonna go say hi?
Okay, I haven't asked you to shut up this entire trip. I'm asking you to shut up now. Draw your weapon and get behind him.
Okay, I get behind him and then draw my weapon.
Okay, so he can still see. Now it seems to be coming from the bushes, not necessarily from the path itself. And if you walk over to the edge, you might be able to see what's making the.
Okay. I grab. Is the fire started?
Yes.
I grab a piece of wood from the fire.
Okay.
and I throw it towards, like, it's like, how has it been raining recently? I.e., is it fairly dry?
Yet.
It hasn't rained yet,
but it's not like it's like dried grasses or something.
Oh, okay. So if I throw a piece of wood over there, it's not going to start a forest fire. Okay, so I throw.
Or will it?
I throw a piece of burning wood towards the edge, towards where the rustling is.
Okay.
Hopefully, the light from the torch will let me see what's making the noise without actually getting towards the thing.
Okay, Refik, hand me back that map.
How'd you do?
Okay, so Refik, you're coming back. You've walked the perimeter now, and you've looked, you've seen, and you're just about heading back up, and you can see like someone is up there using the campsite, and then a flaming stick lands nearby. So
I'll pick it up.
Okay, you see the stick goes down towards what is apparently a path that moves out around the ruins. And when you see it land, you see there's a human shape, and they pick it up. And now it's like an improvised torch. You're holding it like a torch. So now you're kind of looking at each other. And at this distance, it's hard to tell, but the outlines and everything like that, you basically, you can tell you're both members of the Wardens just because of the colors of the cloaks. You can't. There's no way you can identify each other at this distance, like with 100% certainty. But you think maybe you recognize each other.
Hail, Warden! Hail, Warden!
I walk into the ruins. Hi,
Okay.
I got a torch.
Free torch.
Free torch. Is this thing on?
Okay. So
What did you want me to do?
it is. So
You can't throw me a free torch.
you now see the map. That's oriented from like at the south end, the bottom end. That is where the
Base.
landing is, and the path that you were on that took around. Eventually, see the road that's at the bottom. Well, so you're just going to head in from the bottom of that map. So you just start going through the grass, waist high in spots, and you just start.
Gray!
Okay.
Where are you, Gray? Follow the light!
Come to.
Now you see.
Now you probably hear this because I'm shouting it out.
Yes, you recognize the voice now for certain. You know that's Edmund, and he's
God damn it, Eddie.
and he's walking into the ruins that are forbidden. You're not supposed to go in here. This is a kind
He
of.
shouldn't be going in there. That's not good. That's forbidden.
You're absolutely right. And normally, I wouldn't go in there.
That's good.
But I can't. But I have to go in there. Otherwise, he'll get hurt. And I can't leave you here alone.
Are we going?
Do we have torches with us?
I have one.
He's got an improvised torch.
No, I mean like a non-improvised torch.
No, you don't have torches
All right.
or lanterns or anything of the.
Do I?
Would I be able to improvise a torch, like a longer burning torch than just a flaming ember?
You don't have any oil on you. You don't have anything. I would say the likelihood that you could do something that is it's not likely.
Yeah.
In fact, what he's got will eventually just when the fire goes out, it'll be just a stick with embers on it eventually, sooner rather than later.
Well, we're going in. Okay. I grab a branch from the fire. I say, I fucking hate Chris so much. All right. Like, if I leave the fire unattended, how likely is it to burn? Like, to spread?
There's a sizable fire pit with a ring of stones and stuff.
So it should be safe.
It's safe, and you hadn't really gotten to the point where you were putting
Like a roaring fire.
It wasn't even truly dusk
At
yet.
least we'll just
So.
get rid of these characters pretty quick.
I was like, okay, Percy, I need you to stick with me. Don't cut yourself on your sword.
Did you notice my sword?
Or don't cut yourself. I told you to draw your weapon.
Yeah, I'm holding my weapon.
Was it a sword? What was your weapon?
Well, it's a wooden practice sword.
Okay, don't catch a sliver.
You got an improvised sword there too.
Don't get yourself a sliver on your sword and let's go.
Okay.
I'm holding my sword up.
Well, he's got your back at least.
So you guys rush down the path that goes down to the right and in, and so from behind you,
I remember Edmund. He was very friendly.
Edmund, you're now you can hear whoever was up top is now running behind you. You know who it is. You heard him exclaim. He said your name. He used your nickname. You're positive that it's someone that you've known.
Bernhard the Barbarian.
But there's a smaller youth tagging along with him who you don't recognize.
I'm a halfling.
And not really, but
he's in character. He's saying all these things. I'm a halfling. Okay, Percy. Whatever makes you feel safe with that wooden sword.
So it takes you're double timing it down there, and eventually you catch up to him. And the entirety of the time he's looking around until his piece of wood is now like not even offering that much of. He's calling out, "Gray, Gray." So now you've met your.
What are you doing?
Have you seen Gray?
What happening?
What are you doing in the ruins? What are you even doing out here?
I was out here with Gray, and I'm looking for him. I can't go back without Gray.
When did you last see him?
When I went to sleep last night. When I woke up this morning, he was gone. I assumed that he went into the ruins, because there's nowhere else for him to be. Why are you here? I thought you were in town.
We're on a mission.
Who's that?
That's Percy.
I'm Percy.
He's like a perky version of you.
I don't remember Percy. Do we know each other?
Who, me and you, or you and him?
Who are you?
Percy, can I see your training sword?
At this point, I turn around and start, walking. Gray! Gray!
Okay, he exits the grass, and now he's on the, what appears to be an old road, an old dilapidated road that kind of leads. You can see it cuts into the ruins proper.
I'll skip after him. Gray! Gray!
I sigh audibly.
Okay.
Was Gray that really tall, mean guy?
He wasn't mean. He was just misunderstood.
Yeah, that's true. That's lots of people. When the kids play with me, they say they're misunderstood too after they've hit me a lot.
Do you know what Gray looks like?
I think I remember seeing him around.
Can you help me find him?
Yep. We can't leave no warden left behind.
What about your friend? Will he help us?
Yeah, it's Bernhard. You know Bernhard.
Who are you?
Bernhard the Barbarian.
Who are you?
Percival P. Porridge.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Gray!
Okay, so are you going to follow the road?
I'm going to go to... so you know how there's a crossing?
Yes.
I'm going to go into the building on the left.
So
I feel he's in there.
So you're going to follow that road all the way up to where it crosses, and then into that building. Okay, so
unless someone stops me.
Well,
nope.
Nope.
You're walking on the road. You pass a small structure on the right-hand side.
Like how close?
It's by the road. It's
like I can run over to while he's still walking up. I can run over and look in.
Yeah.
So I'll go look in and I'll yell out Gray's name.
Okay, so
Gray.
So you dart over to a small structure that may once have been a house or a store that's now complete ruin. The outside is still standing. The interior has been consumed by nature. A berry bush pushes out through the front window.
Ooh, berries.
And a door.
Don't eat the berries.
And a small...
As one's just about to go in his mouth.
A small tree pushes up through a hole in the roof, and it displaces the cedar shingles in an attempt to reach daylight.
I'll drop the berry I was about to eat.
Boop.
They look yummy.
Kind of do. Might be blackberry or something.
Might be a blightberry. Never know.
Blackberries. I was told not to eat by my commanding officer.
Damn right.
Okay.
I'll run back over to these guys.
So you continue along this road. Eventually on the left-hand side, and that map you have is because you went around the outside. He knows where he's going, like because he's already done this circuit and he was looking kind of in, walking through. So now, anytime you're like, okay, I'm gonna look, you follow along. Hopefully,
it's somewhere.
So I was trying to go to this building.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So
because I think we were here last time.
We went to one of the buildings last time.
No, it was like a mill.
No, it was a store, wasn't it, with all the shelves?
Maybe I don't remember.
You did both.
Oh.
And eventually, yes, you pass a foundation on the left, and behind it is the windmill that you saw in the past. I don't remember if you went into it.
I remember going into a building, but I don't know which one we went.
It was in the store one because he was good. There was all the shelves, but there's water everywhere, and he didn't want to go in the water.
Yeah, and I think that was up over
different place.
So you pass the foundation, and there's a windmill in the distance, but no one's gonna. So you just keep going past that.
I'm looking to see if there's any lights anywhere.
No.
No light.
Okay, so down the road a little bit longer, then on your left-hand side, there's a foundation near the road, but it's starting to get dark without actually going over to any of these places now. You're not going to be able to really see. And if it wasn't for the road, you'd probably start losing your way in the grass. And on the right-hand side, there's another small building. It's more of a pile of rubble. And you continue, you're getting closer and closer to this crossroads. And on the left-hand side and the right, again, there's two more buildings.
As it gets darker, I'm going to start... My enthusiasm's going to be overridden by a little bit of fear, so I'm going to start sticking closer to him.
Okay, so you start getting into...
It's getting darker. And it's like, yeah.
Which of the two buildings seem to be better maintained?
Of the last two?
Of the two big ones by the crossroad.
Oh, well, you're not there yet, but one is considerably bigger. You can see the silhouette. One is considerably bigger.
Is it getting too dark to see properly, or?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
So
your burning branches have long since just been used.
So now, if I was to continue further, it wouldn't be a good idea.
You're on an old road, so it's not like you could.
I think the good idea has passed us away.
No. I'm reasoning this in my head now. I'm looking for Gray, but obviously, if I haven't found him by now, he's not here. Or he went in further deeper, but I'm not going to go in further deeper unless I have a better way of finding him.
Right. So your options are heading all the way back out, or maybe getting some shelter here, or just going forward. Is that kind of what you're?
Yeah. At this point, I'm just going to stop.
Okay.
I'm running things through my head, kind of weighing the good and the bad points. Look around. When did you get here?
Are you all right? It's me.
I know who you are.
I've been with you this entire time, since we came into here.
Where are we?
We're in the ruins.
Oh my God! We shouldn't be in here.
No, we shouldn't. But you said Gray was in here.
Have you seen him?
No, because you haven't seen him. I haven't seen him because I've been with you.
Well, I don't know what we're doing here, but less jibber jabber. We need to get out of here. Do you know what the Blight is?
No, what's the Blight?
And I'll recollect. I'll tell them the history of the Blight and whatnot.
It's a kind of a living death version of a disease that inflicted this area, and that's why they tell people to stay out. Basically, this whole town was wiped out by it.
Oh, okay.
And that's why people aren't allowed to just wander in and out.
Are we gonna have the blight now? That doesn't sound friendly.
Wait, I know where Gray went. When we first got here, we saw this mysterious lady.
Was she pretty?
I wouldn't say purdy, whatever that means. She was quite mysterious, and Gray seemed to be very enthralled by her. So perhaps she has something to do with his disappearance.
And you do know that where you met her was way north at the top, like almost opposite. You would have to go past those two buildings in the middle, and as the crow flies, right through the grasslands north from that point. You could, you know how those two roads that kind of branch out, you could kind of loop that way if you wanted to. If you were
so I'll explain this to Bertrand and Percy of where we encountered her and whatnot, and what they think would be a course of action.
So he tells this tale of they were
I'll be like I not the one that was in my report,
which
remember
was
nothing. Yeah, which was nothing, but the actual account.
So he tells.
I trust him.
He tells the tale of they were just doing their regular patrol, and so a green light appeared. A woman stepped out. She seemed to be looking over these ruins, but she was looking as though and talking as though it wasn't ruins, but it was a thriving city that it once was. Then she asked to find someone who they had encountered, because her role in the world is to find people who have escaped. When mass deaths happen, she finds those who escaped death's gaze by chance or
it's like a Final Destination type thing.
Yeah, that she's kind of like she mops up the people who've escaped their destiny for
the frayed bits.
Yes. So then they let her know that this guy is this old knight. That he's old and frail and actually injured, and so she was just like, okay, well, there's no point. So she also has a problem really keeping track of time. She's expecting to find this knight in his prime, but it's not. So there's something going on, and then she told them not to be afraid, and then she disappeared again. So
also, Gray's character worships, I guess, the god of death.
He's got an infatuation.
So she's kind of like the harbinger of death, or almost like an avatar of his or hers, depending on
an associate. Either way, she did say that if
one of the horsemen.
Yeah, but she did say that if she ever found death, that she would try and kill him. So who knows why that would be.
So I feel like that triggered Gray to kind of like, wait a minute. So I have a feeling that he went looking for her. Is my only explanation of why he's not at the campsite and why all his stuff is gone. Like, I have no other way to explain it.
You feel a little drip, drip, drip.
It's raining.
Drip, drip, drip.
Starting to rain, guys.
Starting to rain. So Percy, now you're in the dark, in the rain. There's not that much in the way of moonlight. He's telling you stories about apparently this apparition.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like gripped onto his cloak.
so now Bernhard has a.
Yeah, we're not going to find anyone or anything in the dark, in the rain. We need to get into some kind of shelter and wait this out.
Well, there are two buildings, one on the left and one on the right, that might offer.
Which one looks more stable?
One looks significantly bigger, but the one on the left, I think, looks more
livable,
serviceable,
habitable,
solid. Yeah.
All right.
So we head here?
Sure. A smaller, habitable one.
Okay.
To get out of the elements.
So you pass by two more buildings, And you're moving at a pretty brisk pace now. The road offers you, it's heaved and kind of, but it offers a reasonable, for the darkness and the conditions, a reasonable path. And you get to the building on the left of his map. Okay, so this massive building seems largely intact. It is constructed out of fieldstone and thick wooden timbers. 2 massive wooden doors stand slightly open, giving a glimpse to the open interior. So you get there, and it's big and it's stone. It's not the time hasn't been able to really do too much damage to this. It's very structurally sound. So,
does it look scary?
Everything looks scary at this point.
Yeah, it's like pitch dark, or not pitch dark, but it's getting to the point where you can't see very far, and it's a scary looking building because no one's been here for a long time.
Is it haunted?
Only one way to find out.
Percy, you're a warden. That cloak, he's wearing a cloak, right?
Yeah.
The cloak you wear will protect you.
Okay, I'll take a little bit of solace from that.
That is some fine bullshit.
Yeah, that's inspiring. So, and in the distance you can hear a little peal of thunder.
I'll jump.
I guess I'll start heading in.
Okay.
To the building. Like, I mean, we have to get out of the rain, right? So.
You certainly do.
I stop Eddie, put my arm across his chest, and I go, I'll go first.
He stopped short and he grabbed your butt.
Okay. So you go in up to the front doors, and
he's so brave.
It looks empty. Like you don't see any movement. You don't hear anything at the doors. It's kind of dark inside, but it seems.
I'm worried about like rotten floorboards and stuff like that, and that's why I'm going first. It's like to sort of like to focus on that. I'm not expecting anyone or anything other than time to have caused danger here.
The floor is made of stone. It is solid as solid could be.
Okay.
So
is it safe?
It's safe.
Okay. I'll start hitting it.
So you all enter in, and just by the last bits of light that you can see that the stone floor of this it's just one big room. This bottom part is dominated by 2 long dark tables, all surrounded by chairs. Suspended over the tables from thick chains are 4 massive candelabras. They're not lit, obviously.
I was expecting much worse.
4 massive candelabras.
Suspended from chains above the... Oh, candelabras, okay.
What kind of horror show do you think this is? This is just some ruins.
It's a haunted house.
They're constructed of wood and antlers, and thick with melted wax. And there's a stone fireplace that stands in the center of the north wall. You can see it's big, like wide. You could put a bonfire in there. That's how big it is. Mm-hmm. 2 tapestries, both showing signs of decomposition, are hanging on each side of it. You can't really tell. It's too dark to see what they are. And on the east wall, there's a large mural, but you can see it's a painting of something. But
again, not enough light to see.
And on the west wall, there looks to be like some sort of furniture going on, like something. But again, it's too far away, too dark. And that's it. So
and the roof is solid, so it's not raining on us.
Yeah, there's no leaks or drips. So
I go over to the furniture
on the west wall. Okay, so he starts walking over to the thing and the closer you get, it looks like there's something suspended from the ceiling and a podium of sorts.
Can I see the thing that's suspended from the ceiling?
You can get close.
All right.
Okay, so he's now. This is a big.
Yeah, I'm going to run up to him, stay with him.
Okay.
I'm going to look for... you said there was a giant hearth?
Yes.
Is there any, wood next to the hearth?
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can start a fire.
Okay.
To warm up this place and maybe shed some light on the interior. I'm not climbing up candelabras. I can barely run.
Well, they do have, they're tied with...
Yes, I realize, but let's start the fire first so we can see what we're doing.
Okay. So, you're heading over to the furniture that it looks like a podium. It's actually looks like a single piece of dark wood, like a rough hewn. They chopped a tree down and they've put it here. And on the front, it's still got the axe marks and the bark and all like that. But when you come around the back side, it's proper stone. So it was made to look rough. They left the outside rustic for the aesthetic, but the back does have a proper a place where you would put items. And
so it's functional as well as decorative.
Yes, right. Yes. And the finished backside is decorated with an animal skull carving in wood in relief. So it's got this vaguely, you can't tell if it's a deer or what, but you can see in the dim light it's kind of an animal skull. And the on the top of the podium is looks like a brass or something, kind of like a little mallet. And the item hanging from the ceiling by the chain is a giant bell.
Percy is about to crap himself again. Is it what? A bell. Okay. It's only a bell. I'm expecting dead bodies.
You always expected that.
So I stand behind the podium and I look out, and it's like, it's like somewhere where someone would speak to those gathered.
And from where you're standing, it looks like this is probably the optimal place with the tables lined up where you would command the most presence. And probably with very little effort, because of the way the structure is in the open, you could probably do a lot of orations.
The voice would carry.
Your voice would carry, and it looks like everyone could basically see you where you are. So it's.
Do I see anything unusual from where I am, or it's just too dark?
It's too dark yet, but from the north at the fireplace. You've got some wood. There's still some old wood in there. It's dry rot. No one's been in here for centuries. So, but they had a considerable amount of corded wood on both sides. So, and it lights pretty easily. This is dry wood. And
well, I'll set up kindling, and then I'll slowly put on logs when the time is right.
Okay, and it takes very little effort to get a fire going, and light starts to fill the area.
And once that's tended to, I'll look into lighting the candelabras.
Okay.
So we can see more. But I want to make sure that the fire is giving off enough light and heat so that, A, we don't freeze to death, and B, we can actually see what we're doing.
Okay.
As opposed to stumbling around in the dark.
And while you're at the fireplace, you can tell the tapestries now with the light. They're clearly family crests, but none that you recognize. The left is a deep purple field with 3 white diamonds arranged in a triangle. And on the right is a field of green on one side and blue on the other. It's kind of divided.
So I'm the only one that can see this?
You're looking at it right now.
Okay.
And there's an animal skull design in the middle that alternates. It's an animal skull, and it alternates. The green field has the blue skull part, and the blue skull part has behind the green. The colors alternate between the background and the skull. But it's clearly an animal skull shape, but you don't recognize either of them.
Okay, at this point I'm going to call out.
Okay.
Bertrand, you're from this area, aren't you? Or close to it?
His name's Bernhard.
Oh, Bernhard, sorry.
Am I?
You wanted to be from the Hall of the Cannibal Kings, but you ended up...
but it's...
No, but you ended up being like just south of it. Yeah, nearby.
We can look up his exact...
Split Rock Pass?
Yeah, that is nowhere near.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not?
No,
he changed his mind completely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's close enough that you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days away.
How's your grasp of heraldry around this region?
What's heraldry?
The bell. Now there's a little light, a little more adventurous.
So you're gonna look at the bell?
Heraldry means like family crests.
I was an orphan. I don't know much. I didn't get much education in that.
Would you want to come look anyway and see if it...
I'll look at it. Do I recognize it?
No.
All right. Does Percy recognize it?
Percy is now examining the bell, which is made of metal, and its surface is decorated with figures wearing armor from a long-forgotten era. It is highly detailed, but also corroded. So...
Does it have like a thing on the inside?
No.
It's not that kind of bell? It's like a hit it, so it's something bell?
Yes. Which you do see on the podium. There's now you can tell it's metal, probably brass or copper, but it's also got ivory striker sitting on the podium.
Ooh. Well, they're talking about the whole drill.
Okay. Yoink.
Percy.
Yes?
Come here.
I'll keep the knocker. Go with him.
Okay. So write it down. You've got a metal and ivory striker.
It's probably better than my wooden sword.
It's like a tiny mole.
It is a tiny mole.
It's mini mole.
Okay, so Percy, you're like, okay, and you start heading.
He's got a collection of ineffective weapons.
Never know when they may come in handy.
Now, he's looking up at the tapestries with his back to the room. You're looking up at the tapestries. You've turned away and you've headed out to the room to head in that direction. And now with the light, you can see seated around the hall are 7 or 8 people. Skeletal remains.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought there was actual people watching us while we were doing this. I was like, who didn't notice this?
I'll scream.
The tables before them have dusty clay cups and filthy plates and rusted knives. There's just these corpses, but they're like just scattered around out the outskirts, like the shadowed. None of them happen to be in the area where you've been, but now this room is lighting up, and you can see there's 7 or 8 just.
I'll let out my girliest pubescent scream.
So you hear a shriek of horror, and
at this point,
I turn around to look back into the room.
Turn around, draw my weapon.
Okay.
Wheel around with my weapons already drawn.
And you can now you see what he's pointing. He's
and I'm backing away.
Like over at the end of this one table, you can see there's a corpse, and there's one. Oh, we passed pretty close to that one coming in. Oh,
yeah. They're not moving, right?
I'll sheath my sword.
I go up to Percy and I say, Percy, they're dead.
That's what I was afraid of.
They won't hurt you.
Okay.
Have I ever heard stories of skeletons coming alive and attacking people? Is that a thing that happens anywhere in stories?
Oh yeah. During the War of the Gods, Death had legions of just skeletal corpses, remains marching in his...
I'll keep quiet, but I'll keep my eye on them.
Percy, come here.
Just to kind of keep my eye on the skeletons and head over towards him.
Take a look at these tapestries.
Ooh, pretty.
Do they mean anything to you? The symbology?
What symbology mean?
Have you seen them before?
Have I seen them before?
No.
No, I'm just an orphan. If it's not part of the Wardens, I don't know nothing about it.
Everyone's an orphan.
Wardens attract a type of person.
Yeah, we attract a certain type of person, and that means if you've got no family, we want you.
You were a disappointment to your old man, but at least you had one.
Yeah, at least I had an old man.
Your dad wishes you were an orphan.
Yeah, well, I might as well have been.
I'd rather be dead than have you as a son.
Actually, I think that was his last words. I'd rather be dead.
So where are we through? We're on the opposite side of the skeletons now? Or are they everywhere?
They're kind of everywhere, seated up these big, long, huge tables. Could have held a couple hundred people.
I'll go by the fire. It seems safer there.
Okay.
Good, that keeps them away from the bell.
Yeah.
Still got my knocker.
Still got his knocker. So that's all the room has?
Yeah, the mural, the...
skeletal remains, the podium, the bell.
Yep.
And okay.
I'll start getting some food out for everybody from our supplies.
Speaking of food, what's on the tables?
Okay, so you start unpacking. You're by the fireplace and you're unpacking stuff. You're going to start walking around and exploring.
I'm just curious, like, if they were stopped in the middle of their meal, right?
If there was any foodstuffs on there that had long since disintegrated, there's dust and cobwebs all over everything. But some of them have plates and knives in front of them. Some of them just have cups. Some of them have like a stein. There's no distinct this happened during a particular time or.
All right, but the people or the skeletons on the outside of the room, how are their chairs assembled? Are they is it like this is the main table where people would sit around, and then there's like outside chairs where people would sit and watch the festivities?
It doesn't look...
Or does this look like people were sitting in chairs and then they moved them later
it looks
with the
like
people still in them?
Two long tables in here, and it looks like they're still seated at the table as if... And there's no particular rhyme or reason as to...
Oh, okay, but it looks like they were still seated up.
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of them are slumped onto the table. Some of them are barely... you can just see that there's a part of a torso above the table line because it's tipped over. But you can examine the bodies closer if you think that there's something...
Well, I'm going to just examine to see if there's any, if it looked like there was some kind of trauma. Obviously, if they were poisoned or something, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Right.
But, if bones are broken or skulls are bashed in, then I would know that someone went like Goodfellas on them.
Right. If you're looking for some obvious sign of trauma.
Yeah. Like broken bones and whatnot. Okay. I mean, sword, chipped bone and, like a sword would have went through it or something like that.
So So you go over to the first one and just roll the...
Put it on the table.
What am I rolling?
Which one's the crit?
You're going to go against probably reasoning because you're trying to deduce something. So just try and roll under your reasoning with the green dice, and the smoky colored one is just the crit die.
So you need a 1 on the smoke.
Why?
Because that's crit.
As long as the smoky one's not a 1 or a 12, you don't really have to worry about it.
You don't know what your number is. You have to tell them. So you want smoke to be low. Well, you want them both to be low, but you want smoke to be 1. Oh! The curse of the dice continue.
Those are new dice. That can't be a thing.
Maybe it's the dice tray.
Yeah.
Oh.
It could be.
I believe it's the dice tray.
I'm not ruling that out.
You don't have to look it up, Jack. Don't bother looking up stats.
No, I'll have my cheat sheet.
Are you going to tell them what you rolled?
I rolled a 12 on the green one and an 8 on the smoky colored one.
Okay. It was going to be very difficult for you to determine anything.
No, I figured.
Really, but you're looking going, oh my god, there's
It's too decayed.
It's far too decayed. You can see there's mice have been chewing on things, and
they died from mice bites.
There's then without the ligaments holding anything together, it's just basically a pile. But then roll one dice.
Which one?
Doesn't matter.
It's the same die.
No. 12.
And then roll.
Jesus Christ!
You rolled another 12? Fuck me.
Oh, let's keep it on the tray. 4.
Well, at least it wasn't a 12.
You find 4 geld just laying around on the...
Whee!
He's got some rags, whatever's left of his clothing, and you look down and go, oh, there's some money.
I'll actually pick up the money and look at it closely.
Okay.
Does it look like the geld that's currently in circulation.
Yes, but this same coin has been in circulation for 200 something years. It's a pretty universal.
Okay,
it's not like
I was just curious if it was like from a long time ago,
an ancient something. You can tell they've been around for a long time. The layer of dust's real thick, and it's tarnished, but it's not like some before unknown like currency. Okay, so he's examining one of the skeletons.
I go where Percy is, and I sit down across from him.
Okay.
And this reminds me, like when growing up in Split Rock Pass, once in a while, the city and the church, they'd bring us in to very much a place like this, like around festival time, feed us. It's one of my favorite memories. Feels like home. It feels like home sometimes. Yeah.
They're at the Harper's Ferry. They have the festival. It's they have the big. What is it called? The courthouse? What is it called? The hall. What's the hall in Harper's Ferry called?
You mean the town hall?
Town hall. At town hall it reminds me of town hall. Same idea. Foods and funds.
Fire always makes things feel. Even the scariest things feel more cozy and warm to me.
That's why I'm by the fire.
Yeah. And it is getting warmer, and you can hear the rain hitting the roof, but there's no leaks or anything like that. It's.
I got food for everyone.
Good job, Percy.
And he's over there still. He's just finished examining a skeleton.
Edmund, food.
Just a moment. And then I'll walk.
Okay.
To where the food is. I was thinking deeply about something, but it's basically, while I was thinking, I was touching the goblin totem.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't sense anything, so I went back.
There's a little something going on in there. It's in there.
No, but I meant like, was there anything that felt like the goblin totem in this immediate area? Okay.
Not really, but it's a huge room. Like the wall with the mural is way far away.
Never did
with some of the skeletons. There's a like
who didn't? No. We haven't even looked at it yet. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I'm trying to say that while I'm doing stuff, okay. I'm kind of like fiddling with it because it's kind of like my thing now.
So when you get so you come back to the fire.
Yeah.
So did you find anything?
I'll show the guild.
Right. Okay.
I found some of this. There might be some more lying around, but this is all I saw while I was trying to figure out how they might have died.
Okay.
I'll start putting out my bedroll for the fire.
Okay.
Same.
Well, I'll take out my wineskin.
Okay.
And offer it to my comrade.
I take a swig and I pass it back. Thanks.
Percy looks expectant.
It's like straight gin.
It's gin.
Percy expectantly staring at you.
I'll give him some too.
Ooh.
Okay.
He's an old drug addict. It's all good.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dave, remember he had some bad influences on him? That was Dave.
Dave seems to have bad influence.
Turned him into a crack addict.
Well, they had a bit of as a side note, Dave started sharing his pain medications, and then the two of them went out into the streets and wandered the town at night while Luke D all hopped up on narcotics.
In-game, or is this Dave in general?
In-game.
Oh, okay.
Goofballs, everyone.
So, needless to say, that was not looked upon favorably.
And then when they tried to kick Dave out of the wardens, he wanted to take Percy with him. And they were like, "No, you're staying with the wardens."
They want to kick him out. They said, "Hey, you've suffered this injury or whatever. We can commute your requirements for the wardens and let you get back to if you have like a trade or something as just kind of like a hey,
sorry about your fingers situation." But then Dave said he don't go if he was allowed to take a child with him.
Didn't matter what child, or just wanted
No, it was
child.
this particular child.
Oh, okay, I was going to guess, unless I'm allowed to have a child.
The one they were day tripping.
Any particular what? No, it doesn't really matter.
He was
what can I say? Percy's he's the guy that you want to hang out with.
Yeah. Okay, so you're drinking. You start sharing your gin and you get your bedrolls out. And...
I'll pass out.
Okay.
I am only 12.
At this point, now that he's asleep, I'll go up to... sorry, I keep forgetting your name.
I keep forgetting myself.
Bernhard.
Yes. We should check out the mural while Percy sleeps.
Okay.
I'll head over towards the mural.
If I'm killed by a skeleton in my sleep because you guys left me, I'll haunt you.
What does it matter? You won't remember anything.
I will, because I'm going to haunt you.
It'll be a ghost. A spook.
Oh, God, that'd be terrible.
Oh, that'd be awful.
It's been annoying being around him alive.
Guys!
Why are you touching yourself like that?
Gray!
That was him.
Still haven't found Gray.
No. But you've only really checked one building, so statistically,
A whole city.
We should have found him by now.
Yeah, this is obviously where he'd go.
It's probably the mural.
In the mural? That would be scary.
Oh, it would be like Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
Oh!
I wish I had written that.
Never too
It's like
late.
the pictures, instead of like him losing fingers, the pictures lost fingers.
No, that was the other guy.
Oh,
it's
the other guy.
So
I've got all my fingers.
you walk over the mural, and it takes a considerable amount of the wall. It is cracked or peeling in spots, and the edges are stained brown from a little bit of water damage. Otherwise, bold brushstrokes combined with stippled colors create a rolling hillside, meeting with a river. And when viewed from the tables, where you're close to the tables now, at this distance, the mural is a bit more abstract. So, from the podium, at that distance, it looks, okay, it's a hillside and a river, but now you're close enough, and you can see with all the brushstrokes and everything like that, it's like, kind of like you can't get the impression of the hillside, but it's
Too close?
too close.
Okay. Is it just like a panoramic, or are there people in it?
It's just the land, which probably because of the way the hills are and stuff, it might be a representation. Like it kind of gives you the impression, hey, maybe this is probably what the land looked like in that direction a long time ago. Like it looks like it's of this area, looking out. Possibly where that escarpment is, that the path is that you follow around. It looks like it's probably that.
Okay. Well, there's not much else to do except get a good night's rest and see if we can find Gray in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay. So you tuck in your bedrolls, and the fire provides enough warmth and light that you stock it up a bit without going crazy, but eventually you fall asleep and you wake up in the morning, and there's now, with light coming in from these high upper windows, you can see.
Is it a lot less or a lot more friendly in the daylight?
No, now you can see there's spider webs everywhere. It looks. I think the darkness did it a kindness by hiding a lot of the dust and filth.
Darkness did it a kindness.
Everything is dusty and just and you can see the skeletons now are.
I'm gonna wake up before these guys, if I can.
Yeah, okay. You went to sleep before they did. They were. So
I'm a kid.
I'll give you that.
I'm gonna wander over to the bell.
Okay.
Oh, good God.
Start poking in.
Okay.
Does it swing?
It's very, very heavy. It doesn't move when you poke like it did. But if you can tell if you gave it a little bit of a.
Is it suspended?
From a chain from the ceiling.
So I can go inside of it?
You can stick your head up inside
I'm going to stick my head up. How big is it?
There's not direct, there's no written dimensions.
So I'm thinking, is it huge or is it little?
It is.
Died by a bell.
Okay, I can go inside it, right inside.
Yeah, you can stick your head up inside there.
I'm going to stick my head up right inside.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just like
cobwebs and stuff.
I think Rob's
spiders.
the perfect person to play this character.
And I'm gonna be like, hello. Does it echo?
Yes. Hello.
I'll do it even louder. Hello. Mallet. Boom.
With your head inside?
Yeah. He's not smart.
Okay. So.
Way to summon the undead.
He's a kid. He's also a little slow.
By slow, idiotic? Then yes.
Yeah. He is a little. His reasoning is slow.
When the bell is struck, it rings with a surprising volume.
My head's inside.
Shattering the quiet and reverberating throughout this great hall and far beyond. So you're
Am I like deaf?
yeah, right now
Like permanently. Like temporarily.
It's permadeath.
it's surprisingly
Permadeath.
I'm not ruling out hearing damage.
Once I do it, I'll drop to the ground. I'm like,
There's a ringing in my ears.
So
Jack, it's permadeath.
you're both
He's not coming back.
both startled awake by this. And remember I said the acoustics would be perfect for someone making a speech there?
Imagine a bell.
This giant bell with the mallet that, so it reverberates through the hall. Whoa, what the hell? And then you look over and you see him crumpled from inside the bell.
What in the nine
He's
hells?
holding his ears and he's like,
Is there like blood coming from his ears? Wow.
This is exactly what Rob looks like in the morning.
and
it was a better result than I expected.
okay, well, I wish I would have made it says I gotta move the darkness tracker, but I don't have a full GM screen.
Oh, what the fuck is Darkness Tracker? Stop!
Just imagine.
What's this Darkness Tracker?
So, I move something over with a grin and go,
So if we were to ring it again, would it come back?
I'm not ringing nothing right now.
What's this Darkness Tracker that he speaks of? It doesn't exist unless I see it.
Okay.
Then don't worry, it didn't exist then.
Much like your hearing.
What?
I guess we'll go over.
You rush over and he's
Writhing on the ground.
writhing. And then eventually you can hear in the distance the peal of the bell stops.
Now that it's daylight, how did this bell ring?
Very loudly.
No. What made it ring?
You see he's got a small mallet in his hand.
I'm gonna grab the mallet out of his hand.
I'm too worried about my hearing right now.
No, not his arsenal of ineffective weapons. Don't take that away.
It looks like it's made of brass and ivory, and it's pretty decorative.
Are there any inscriptions on it?
On the mallet, no.
On the bell?
There are scenes of figures wearing armor, but outdated, like in a style that they don't really wear anymore. Some of the skeletons have kind of the vaguely that fashion state.
Like the Green Wardens, besides like I guess wild animals, like creatures, whatever. Is there anything that we're worried about in this area that would have been attracted by the noise?
The Blight.
No, like I mean, like some kind of enemy that I'm not aware of because I don't know the history of the game that well.
No, there's rumor, like wives' tales, that the Cannibal King still lives in these ruins, but there's not really a.
It's not definitive.
It's not. No one's been in here a long time,
And there's a reason for that.
I turn to you and I go, on the bright side, if Gray's here, I'm pretty sure he would have heard that.
That is true.
That is true.
Did you hear that?
What?
No. As Gray, did you hear that?
Oh. No. I can't hear anything over the screeching of the damn birds.
It attracts more birds. Like, I think you two should wait here, and I can go search some of the houses nearby. If he didn't hear it and he is hurt, we should put some effort into this. Or do we have any way of writing anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you wrote down your letter last time.
Oh, yeah.
Can he read?
Who, Gray?
Yeah.
Everyone can read. Schools are pretty prevalent. And
Yeah, but this is Gray.
Yeah.
And yeah,
We can leave a note to the door.
That bell was very loud.
You can leave a note on the door.
You want to
saying,
take him with you?
You're going to stay behind?
Or you want to leave him here?
Oh, does he even know what we're saying? He doesn't even know what we're saying. Like, how are we supposed to communicate?
What?
We have to take him with us.
All right.
So we need to leave a note in case he comes here while we're searching the other places.
Fair enough. So where would you like to start your search?
All he hears, whoa, 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 whoa.
We are here right now.
Well, search the next big building.
We will search the next big building.
okay.
Or the big building.
No, we will search the big building, since we're in the smaller building.
We're going to finish searching this building. This building is
We'll
big,
come back.
but only one floor. The other one's about the same size, but it's multiple floors.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Where are we going?
So
Can't hear.
you're leaving.
I'm
you're
whispering,
leaving
aren't
this building. You head outside. The weather is not good. There's rain. It's
I'll pull my cloak over my head.
not it's not optimal travel weather, but fortunately you just have to go across the road and around to this next building. So if you want to
We'll do that.
you look around, you don't see any wildlife in particular, but you also don't see like Gray's corpse strewn about or anything.
No giant cannibal king running down the road.
No, there's no giant cannibal king.
Why does he have to be a giant?
Okay.
He's a king.
Doesn't matter. It can be small.
This building is a wooden frame on top of a stone block foundation. Large and mostly intact, it looks like it is a place of importance. Remnants of green paint still cling to the exterior walls, which are adorned along the roof line with wooden shields. So it's a green
Hey,
building.
it's green like our cloaks.
I'll just nod.
So along there's like the wooden shields decorating along the outside of this. Up 3 wide stone stairs at the front of the building is the entrance. 2 massive wooden doors stand open. Were they open before? Last night you couldn't really... you looked at the building, but you couldn't tell.
No, we couldn't see anything.
But yeah, where are they? You don't recall them being open, which is curious. And over the gaping blackness of the doorway hangs a tattered remnant of a banner. A few strips of faded purple cloth wave like probing tentacles in the breeze. So it's just like this strips of cloth from what used to be a...
Is it like the same purple as the diamond banner?
Yes.
I'll head up the stairs. My deafness and daylight have emboldened me.
I stop him.
Okay, again, the hand on the...
Well, he is wearing a cloak, so you can grab his cloak.
Here,
Do we have rope?
We have some rope, but it should be fine.
Are you going to put me on a leash?
No.
Actually, do you have a belt? Do we have belts?
Yes, why not?
All right.
Do you have a belt?
I take your belt. Now, is this pants loose enough that he has to
Bad touch.
continuously hold on to the pants so that they don't fall down?
Sure.
There you go. That's how you're going to spend the rest of this adventure, holding onto your pants.
So you can see, all you see, he comes over, he starts fiddling with the front of your pants, and he's
Not again.
and then he slides the belt off, and he's looking you in the eye while he's doing it, and your pants start to descend a little bit.
No, bad touch.
Bad touch.
I put the belt in my pocket, and I go up through the doors.
I will follow.
Okay, so now you're standing there holding up your pants. If you were to walk around too much, they'd start to descend, but it's not like the comically like oversized pants that would fall down to reveal tiger striped underwear or anything.
I don't wear any underwear.
That's your problem.
Okay, I'll kind of hold one hand and follow them up.
Okay.
Well, that'll keep him preoccupied.
So now he's deaf, and like if you're ever separated, this kid's done for. When
he was fully healthy, if we were ever separated, he was done for. What's the difference?
He's got a point.
Okay.
I'm just using my astute reasoning to figure out this man is not long for this world unless he smartens up.
Okay, so
we're not going to abandon him. We're just going to make him.
I just want him to keep his hands off of stuff.
That kind of works.
I guess so. So
he's like, damn it.
The massive wooden doors open into a large room, obviously designed to impress guests as they are greeted, as well as to contain them. Shockingly, the level of decay here in the foyer is far less than everywhere else in the ruins. Flying arches of stone form out of the walls and meet up at the ceiling. So it's got these big, like these flying buttress-looking...
Almost like church style.
Yes, very, very much a stately, design. Tucked into the recesses between each arch is either a doorway or a statue. And on the opposite end of the room is a wide stone staircase that leads up to the next level. And this all looks very familiar to you.
In what way?
In that you were here probably a couple days ago.
Was it actually in this building a couple days ago?
It explains how you're able to do a detailed map of buildings that you probably really couldn't see that well. Something's coming back to you a little bit.
Okay.
And these two guys with you that you vaguely remember.
All right.
But they weren't there the first time. Well, what's his name? And the kid with his hands in his pants.
I'm going to start walking up the stairs.
Okay.
As I'm walking up the stairs, does this feel familiar?
What happens next is definitely familiar.
Deathly familiar? Oh, God! Rob, tutorials!
What's that?
Nothing. You can't hear anyway.
What?
I said tutorials.
What? I'm too busy holding my pants up and not hearing.
Oh, great. Now if it comes to combat, we're fucked.
No, he was going to be useless regardless.
He had a wooden sword. Yeah, you're right.
Descending stiffly down the stairs are two large creatures.
Rob is like, what the hell? It just went. Are their names Darkness A and Darkness B?
They are distinctly ape-like, but not too dissimilar to a bear. Between them, they carry a litter. The sight is terrifying, and you don't have the will to move a muscle. As they approach, you can see on that litter is a skull that rests on an elegant pillow. So if you just want to just pass...
Oh, a litter. I thought you meant like... a litter, like a litter of other monkeys.
What the hell?
The skull, above the skull, or possibly emanating from it, is a ethereal figure. A shifting and glowing ghost shroud under which two red glowing eyes can be seen. Two red orbs... The two red orbs emanating malice and hatred. They're just dominating him. It says, welcome back, my two new thralls. Or he says, welcome back, and welcome to my two new thralls. These are your instructions. And this just kind of goes into your head. Like, there's no mouth movement, but, so he says, welcome back, and welcome to my two new thralls. These are your instructions. And then you find yourself standing at the base of the front stairs. You're outside again, with blinking eyes and furrowed brows. None of you can kind of recall much of the events. You vaguely remember who each other are a little bit, but it's there's a confusing...
What? Why am I deaf and have no belt?
And it's almost... It's very curious why you were led by this guy here to this location again. Or at all. You don't really know.
I'm going to look at the building. Are the doors open?
They're closed.
Weren't they open?
What?
Why would they be open?
They were open, weren't they?
I don't think so.
But it does seem that you should probably getting on out of the ruins. There's something you got to do. Everyone's got to, it's kind of imperative that you get to.
Gotta go get our packs.
Now you can explore more, but there's an imperative now.
But what's the weather like?
It's still shitty.
Then we shouldn't go anywhere if the weather's shitty, though. We have to wait.
But we gotta go.
No, but we have to wait until the weather gets better before we go.
And you're like, yeah, because of all the places you've been in here before, like the mausoleum, you couldn't get into that tower. You were going to look at the tower eventually one time, but of all the places that you have been into, other than where you stayed last night, there was another church that you had explored a couple days ago that might be able to.
Is my hearing still gone?
You can hear a little bit, but we'll discuss what the.
No, but I'm just saying it wasn't like it's many days later after that happened. That it happened this morning.
No, you're still.
Okay. Just making sure it wasn't like we lost more time.
No.
Do we remember searching around too?
No, you guys.
Okay, it was just him. Okay.
So do you wait a few more hours for Gray and then move on?
Okay.
If the weather clears.
Okay, so you can go back to where you stayed the night before. You could try to. You can explore some other places in town.
As long as the weather is not if it's how miserable is it?
It looks like it's getting worse.
So
we need to find him quickly and get out of this town.
Well, there's only 2 other places I haven't checked.
Yeah, so you can fill in the rest of that map, and because now that you think of it, you were pretty much.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah, at least done a couple laps.
Mm-hmm.
A couple days worth, at least, of exploring.
I think there's 2 places we can check, and if he's not there, then we should head out.
Which way would we be going on this map if we're leaving?
So we're, I think whichever way we go will get us to the edge, correct?
To that big ring path.
Yeah. So there's a big ring path.
Oh, okay.
That we were looking into the ruins.
All right.
Right, so this right here is the center, which would make sense since it looked like it was the city hall. So, if we go this way, we can get out, and if we go this way, we can get out.
So it doesn't matter which one we do first.
You just can't go straight south because that's where that escarpment is. So you would have to kind of loop around to the left or right.
That looks like it's closer than that, so we should probably check that out first.
All right. And we'll head towards the church. And
the building marked 18 on there is that general store that you had explored earlier with Gray. Just as a frame of reference, you were kind of like, I wonder which one that was or something. So,
okay, so we'll head towards the church then.
Okay, so when you're done figuring that out, you 2 are going back to. You're gonna do what? Because you wanted to collect your stuff.
Yeah. Let's get our stuff together.
Well, I mean that's in the direction of the
church. Just
tie my belt back.
I think you should give it back to me.
Why'd you take it anyways?
Or not?
Is it important? Go collect my stuff.
Okay, you collect your stuff. Mm-hmm. Now you didn't.
When you learn to not touch anything you're not supposed to, you'll get your belt back.
Okay, and so now there are 6 more skeletons that have not been looked at in any particular.
I'm not looking at no skeletons.
Okay,
I'm packing up my roll.
Okay,
putting it in my backpack.
So you've collected your stuff and. So there's I don't know, did you write the numbers down beside all the buildings? Okay.
I didn't do it originally because I didn't want to.
Because now we're going to be talking kind of in code for a little bit now.
Okay.
because what's his face and whoever these two are, you know them, I guess, but they don't seem to know where they're going for some reason.
Okay, so 12 is the city hall. I would assume?
Yes,
and 11 is. We didn't really figure what that out.
You didn't get outside of the foyer.
Oh, okay.
You were confronted by some stiffly moving sand squanches and a ghost emanating from a skull.
Do you remember that? Because it seemed like a nightmare.
Yeah, you kind of do.
But we don't have any feelings about it?
Yeah. Vaguely recollect something like that happening,
but it's not like we have horror. It doesn't make us scared and freak out. No. It's just something that might have happened. We just dimly aware of.
Dimly aware that something may have happened.
Okay. We'll head towards 10.
10. Okay, so you do pass two buildings on the right-hand side in the dim, the overcast light. Let's see, a very vague description. One just looks like a pretty dilapidated foundation of a building, and the one behind it looks like it was maybe a stockyard or something, maybe for livestock or something. But you can't.
Explains the fence around it.
Yes.
I don't like this town anymore.
We'll be gone soon.
You'll get your belt back soon.
What?
We said it loudly.
Can I slightly understand?
You can slightly understand.
Okay.
They're enunciating, and you're looking at their lips, and between a combination of hearing the syllables through and it is ringing, and it hurts your ears when they say. All I'm doing is referencing when my hearing protection fell out during a run up, and when I was doing the range day in the army, and I was shooting. And then after that, we went into the butts with the targets, and every time the bullet broke the sound barrier over top of our heads, it would hurt. It would hurt, and my hearing has not been the same since. But anyways, it hurts. Like your ears hurt.
Just kind of was playing with them, trying to eat.
So you've relayed that information to them.
I'm distracted by my ears,
and. So you were going to number 10.
Yeah, take me to church.
Take me to church. And you also passed the little plot that's in behind number 9 there.
Is it a graveyard?
Cemetery, yes. It's a waist-high stone wall that surrounds an unmistakably what is an ancient cemetery. Worn stone markers poke up through the tall grass at various angles.
That's what it looked like on the map.
Yeah. And you've reached this big building. It is a massive stone building. It is still impressive despite centuries of abandonment. Built to inspire, this cathedral-like building is made of stone and white marble with 4 massive towers standing at each corner. Massive windows of stained glass are prominently displayed high up at numerous parts of the structure. A monument to design and architecture, the likes of which only exist in the largest cities. So, it's out of place for what was probably a kind of, rural town, but certainly a lot of money and time was put into building this.
Oh, enter.
Okay, the massive wooden doors of the mausoleum are shut and locked, and none of you can will yourselves to open them, or those attempting it are consumed by a feeling of dread so powerful that it saps their will before they can even.
I wouldn't go near it.
Is this the church or the cemetery?
This is what is now from this distance you can tell is a mausoleum.
The big church building?
The big church building. It houses a considerable number of dead bodies inside. You can.
I'll start backing away.
I was going to ask you to open it with your key.
I have a key?
Yeah. The maul.
I don't have a maul. I never got a maul.
Oh.
You want it?
I'm skilled with a maul.
I don't know. I haven't seen you since the last time you were skilled with the maul. You might have gotten one by now.
No, I have maul skills.
Oh.
Does he have a maul now?
No.
I'm backing.
This feeling of dread, other than Building 11 and just now, were there any other buildings in this town that I felt I shouldn't go in?
22 looked like it had possibilities, and 24 really stood out, but you didn't get close enough. So something in the back of your mind was like, hey, I'm going to keep that in mind. But this one drew you because of its pure opulence.
I said we leave. If we can't get into these buildings.
I doubt they got in there either.
I'm running away.
Just running?
He just turns and runs, and he's holding up his pants, and he just...
Yeah, run as fast as I can, hold my pants up.
Which way?
Away from the building.
Okay.
Which way? There's like north, south, east, west.
Yeah, just down the street.
Back.
I'll scream at the top of my lungs. Percy! Stop!
And you can hear, but
I'm gonna, until I stop feeling the dread, I'll keep moving.
Okay.
I guess we gotta go get him.
Can't get that far without a belt.
And like I said, you didn't go into every building, but you walked past most. And other than 22, looked pretty sound, and 24 looked a bit odd. There's just a lot of ruins here.
But I mean, was there any sense of dread of me not wanting to go in?
No. The mausoleum's the first one that was like, wow, whatever is in here is...
It needs to stay in there.
Yeah.
I say we get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Once we track him down.
Okay. So you're running. You get back to that great hall, and you're winded.
Yeah. I'll look back to see where these guys are.
And
we're just walking back.
Yeah, they're trudging along.
Okay, I'll just sit down and wait for them.
Okay.
In the mud.
The rain's on your cloak and your...
Isn't there like a porch or something?
Now you got mud in your crack.
Not so much, but...
Right by the doorway. Anyways.
You go in half in the doorway, just out of the rain, and you're just sitting there.
Nearly weeping.
Yeah.
Deaf. Beltless.
Okay.
Looking pathetic.
That was true before we even got to this town.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. So you meet him back at that hall, and now you're free to discuss what's your plan of action. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I say we stay the night until the weather clears, and then first thing in the morning we go back.
Does the weather look like it's going to clear?
None of you really outdoorsy types can kind of guess, but it looks like it's going to linger. All the impression is it's going to last at least through the night. But any more than that would be just speculation.
But it's only noon now, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You would have probably 4 or 5, maybe even 6 hours of daylight to do whatever you wanted to do.
And already it's overcast anyway.
And it's overcast, so
I feel like it's not worth stumbling around in the ruins.
Okay.
Plus it's warm in there.
Yeah.
Plus there's a lot of sections of it we still haven't searched.
Yeah. And
so we have time to kill.
Yeah, you could you know that there's a fireplace available. You know there's candelabras inside there. So
there's some skellies we haven't checked.
Yeah, so it's not like you'd be caught with your pants down. Literally, that was unintentionally funny. I hadn't expected a molestation to happen during this session, but here we are.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, who wished for it though?
Not I.
No.
I'm gonna go sit by the fire, and just curl up into a ball, rock back and forth.
Okay.
Trying to dry.
So the fire's out now, but
I'll start the fire and then do that.
Okay, so he's rebuilding the fire, and you guys are discussing what you're gonna do. So
I think I should search that building. So you've searched these other buildings?
No. I haven't searched. These are the only buildings that seem to be searchable, but I have not gone in them.
They're all searchable,
but they have the better structures. i.e., there might actually be something that hasn't just gone like spoiled because of the weather or whatnot. Well, kind of like this hall.
Yeah. Well, I think I go this way, you go that way, and like I can search these buildings, you search these buildings, or do you want that way and I go that way?
I'll go this way.
All right.
You can go this way.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So, are you going to leave Percy to...
I'm going to go to Percy. I'm going to say, Percy, stay here. Do not touch anything. Keep the fire going. Do you understand?
Yes.
You might want to give him his belt back.
All right. Here's your belt.
Put his belt back on.
Okay.
And curl back into his ball.
Okay. So there's a nice roaring fire. It's warm. You take your cloak off.
Dry it. Yeah.
Let it dry. It's still a dusty, ancient spook hole of a place, but it's better than
everywhere else around.
Whatever you felt outside of that mausoleum. It just seems like.
Right now at the moment he's kind of useless with his ears ringing. We couldn't even shout to him "Look out! Look what?"
Without involving mechanics, whatever is in that building is not for people, for small children.
I give him the mallet.
Okay.
I ask for the mallet. I give you the mallet. I go, if you're in trouble, ring the bell.
Okay.
Okay.
Preferably without your head inside.
I won't do that again.
I think he's learned.
I don't think he's learned. I don't think he's learned.
Payne's a good teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Jack's yeah.
I'll put a loop through the loop of my belt. I'll put the mallet.
You get a belt now.
You get my belt back.
Hey, look, a belt. Okay, so you two, what are you doing? You're heading out to...
I'm going
5-6 hours to explore, and you're going to use that time before it gets dark, and then come back.
Yeah. So I'm going to inspect 19, 21, 25, and 22. That path.
21, 22, okay.
So the 4 buildings up that road.
Okay.
And he's going to inspect, I guess, 23, 20, and then finally 24.
Okay. So, splitting the party, always a wise idea. So we'll go with Ennis first. So
it was nice knowing you, man.
Bernhardt.
23?
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 first. Or whichever one's first on that path.
Here you go. Here's the map.
I
will just give you the map.
Just across
I will just give you the map so that you can say which way you're going. Easier for him.
I'm going to go to 20 first. So it looks like it's first.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I'm not very good at drawing pictures.
So this stone house stands largely intact. Thick patches of ivy cling to the outside, as well as invade the interior through the open windows and door. On top of the house is a weather vane that rotates noisily in a cold breeze coming from the north. So,
I know that because it's got the little north sign on it.
For him, it makes this sound.
Okay. So this looks like a building.
Go inside, see it. I go,
we barely know.
Gray, are you in here?
Okay. Examining the interior of the house reveals
I'm going to jump if you're in any of these buildings.
And remnants of decayed personal items scattered around. The rotten floorboards only partially visible between a carpet of ivy. So there's these plants that have covered the outside have also grown on the inside. In the far corner is what appears to be a painting leaning against the wall.
Painting leaning against the wall?
Yeah.
Like it's fallen down and done like that? Oh.
Yeah.
What is the painting of?
The portrait of Gray.
I didn't print out a picture of it, but I'll just give you a quick glance. This is what you see.
I promise not to read anything. It's hard to make out. Is it like a river or something?
It's an old painting in a dark corner. That's what you...
All right.
Is that river? Is that
I know
blood?
less now than when I looked at it.
I know less now than when
is there anything in here or anybody in here? Do I see anywhere where Gray may have been injured or something?
No.
All right. Then I leave this room.
You know what?
It's just a one-room
really care
house,
for you.
right?
Do you see
Yeah,
this?
that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And this
More than I cared for
there's
you.
painting in the corner.
Right.
You're like, where is it? I'm out of here.
Okay.
All right.
So
Painting seemed important, but I don't know how.
Did you take it with you?
Sure, I'd take it with me.
okay, he stops and okay. So you carry this painting out outside.
Into the rain.
Might
Use it
wash
as
it
an
off.
umbrella.
So you tuck the it's pretty big, so you tuck it under your arm, and you can go to 23.
Maybe this will be the key to opening 23.
This building consists of a stone foundation with only the charred remains of a wooden wall holding up the blackened roof. It's quite easy to see through what is left of the building, so the walls are all gone. You can see clean right through. Mm-hmm. And to the right of the structure is a large derelict carriage that was once quite fancy.
Ooh. So I can see inside the building, and there's nothing there, no one there. I go to the carriage.
Okay. And again, it was at one point it was lacquered wood, and it had you can see some brass fixtures and stuff. But 100 years ago, this was destroyed. So by 200 years now, it's just a skeletal remain of parts, and it's certainly not even remotely usable or even fixable.
Like any idea what this building would be? Like, is it a carriage house or something? Or like
No. Just from the description.
Alright.
Who knows?
Move on.
Okay.
It's just building.
I don't think Gray's here.
Okay, and 24.
Yeah.
Now, as you're approaching, you can see this building, which you thought was kind of close, it's taken a long time for you to get there. It's so tall that it gave the illusion that it was far closer than it was. So you're walking towards this building. It's a tall, round tower. It's got to be at least 5 floors high and topped with a parapet. Spreading out from the base of the tower is a ring of jagged rocks and rusted metal spikes scattered amongst these are numerous broken and shattered bones. The 2 heavy wooden doors in the front of the tower are slightly ajar. Above them is a tarnished metal plaque. It is barely legible, but reads, "Merciful is the sentence when death is the reward."
So, does it look like they were like pushing people out onto the rocks and spikes?
That is a very good possibility. It looks like these jagged rocks and spikes that surround the tower, and then there's bones and stuff. It looks like that's probably...
Okay. I push the doors open and yell, "Gray!"
You think maybe you hear something up top.
Okay.
It's 5 stories away, and it's very, very... maybe the bat, maybe, or something, or there's some pigeons, but you hear something.
Alright. I go in to investigate.
Okay. The heavy wooden doors open to reveal a dark open space. The tower is hollow except for a set of wooden stairs that wind up around the inside wall of the tower. So you can look up and there's these stairs that wind up. Beside the door is a peg on the wall, and the peg is empty. But looking down, there's a peg on the wall. You look down, but there's a ring of keys that have fallen since laying on the ground. It's a key ring, but with one big key.
Okay, I take the ring with the key.
Okay.
I put the painting down against the wall.
Okay.
The stairs, how safe do they look?
They're quite old, but they're thick and sturdy stairs. It would be an exercise. Like you climbing that many stairs will certainly have an effect on your legs, but it looks perfectly navigable.
Okay, so the only exits out of this room are the way I came in and the stairs going up, right? I start going up.
There's also off the top of the roof.
No, but I mean like this particular space I'm in.
Let's hope that doesn't... Okay.
Just saying.
You ascend the winding wooden stairs in the darkness. there's no light with you, so the higher you get, the more enclosed, and soon it's not pitch black, but it's pretty close. Your eyes get accustomed, and you can see the stairs ahead. And now that you're going up, you can tell that the winding, the tower gets narrower at the top, which from the outside, because of foreshortening, you couldn't really tell, but now that you can see, it is. And the stairs are slightly rotten in spots, flexing under your weight in others, but other than some wooden, like the groaning under protest, it doesn't. They're sturdy, but you know that, like, falling from this height, you look down and it's
yeah.
It'd be fatal for sure. You reach the end of the stairs and you find yourself in a large chamber at the top of the tower. 4 large opposing windows bring light into this room. So you come up into this room and there's 4 windows and there's light coming in. The center of the chamber is a ladder going up to a trapdoor on the roof. The ladder is encircled in a ring of metal bars. There's no ornamentation or markings on the stone walls, except for metal brackets that once housed torches. So it looks like in the center there's it looks like a cage or a ring, and in the center there's a ladder going up and into the ceiling.
Okay, I go up if I can.
Okay, so you get to the cage, it's locked.
Use the key.
And the key goes in.
Glad I brought the key. That would have sucked.
I wish you brought the painting and left the key.
Smash the painting into the lock.
Why is it open? It's opened by the key, which was found down there. The hinges have not been oiled in over a century, like this for centuries. So, but it does open, and the ladder leads up to the roof through a trapdoor.
Climb up.
Okay, you get up and you climb out of the hole, and the ladder leads up. You're now up on the roof. This is a one-way door, which is designed not to be fully opened. So you get up and you kind of go in, what the hell? And as soon as you get out, it closes. The door closes flush with the roof. Its thick metal top is heavily dented and scratched, but has no handle or lock. The roof of the tower is flat and exposed to elements. There are skeletal remains and mounds of cloth scattered around up here.
So I'm trapped on the roof now.
You're trapped on the roof.
I search the remains.
Okay, well, you start searching the remains. We'll move on to...
Goddamn traps.
I understand.
If you expect me to climb stairs, you're in trouble.
Okay, Revik, you were heading...
I didn't find him.
Or did you?
Yeah, you don't know.
Alright. I headed at 19.
You heard some noises from this general direction, so... 19. 19, small structure. What may have once been a house or store is now in complete ruin, though the outside is still standing. The interior has been consumed by nature. Berry bush pushes out through the window. A small flock of birds passes overhead, heading east. They are too far away to determine anything other than that they're very large. Like, surprisingly large birds heading east.
I'll look towards the east.
You know that the path that you're down to the Vined Lands goes that way, so it looks like they're heading in that general direction, like to where if you had have stuck to the mission that the wardens gave you, probably that's the direction they're heading.
Okay. Go to 21. Across the street.
Okay. Near to the road, to the right of this large structure, are a few stone wall sections. Okay.
Nothing else?
Most disappear in the grass. The building consists of a fieldstone foundation.
Okay.
And the foundation is filled with wooden debris.
All right. I'm going to go past 22.
Okay.
To head towards 25, but just take a quick glance at 22.
22. This stone building stands largely intact. It includes a large round stained glass window in the north wall. The roof has given way in a small section, and what appears to be clay shingles are scattered in the tall grass. A tall, square stone tower is attached to the east side of this building. Thin tendrils of ivy cling to the outside of the tower and up to the roof. And it looks largely intact, except for one hole in the one corner of the roof.
I'll head towards 25. My final destination is going to be 22, but I want to check the other building while I'm around.
Okay.
This is just up the road.
And 25.
I think it's 25, unless I wrote the number.
Yeah, no, it's 25. It is not. It is the complete ruins of a house through the, and you can see it's leaning at a horrific angle.
Okay, I'm not going in. I'll head back to 22.
Okay, 22. So you are back at what appears to be a temple or church or something.
Okay. So you were saying there's the main building and there's like a tower attached to it?
Yes.
How high is the tower?
It's 2 floors.
Okay, so I'm going to enter the building with the intention of climbing up to the tower to see if I can get a better view of the area.
Okay. The stone building, you look into the interior of this big stone building, and it reveals a single wide-open room with a mossy stone floor. In the center of the room is an angular stone altar. So it's got these... it's an altar, clearly, but for whatever reason, when it was crafted or sculpted or whatever you carved, it's just these odd angles, like non-symmetrical, just jagged, rough angles of this stone altar. And glittering items can be seen on the top of it. And on the altar is on a dais, which is encircled with a ring of raised stone. And just outside of that, filling the gap between the dais and the stone ring, it's filled with hundreds, if not thousands, of bleached white bones. And on the east wall is a wooden door, which you suspect goes towards the tower.
What's shining?
Something on that altar is glittering.
Is there any way for me to see what's on the altar without actually touching the altar?
You would have to walk over the ring of bones, over the dais, up onto that, and then to the altar. So in the low light conditions, you'd have to actually make the trek.
Okay, I'm going to avoid that for now.
Okay.
I'm going to head towards the stone door that leads to the tower.
Okay, the wooden door leads to a set of circular stone steps that ascend to the center of the tower. You reach the top level. It's just one floor up. It appears to be some private chambers. A bed in the north part of the room is covered with blankets and that have been reduced to shredded rags. Next to the bed is a wardrobe with a pile of rotten garments piled onto the floor. So it's like clothing just for ages is just laying there rotting on the floor. 2 plush chairs are overturned near the east wall, and on the south wall is a armor rack on which rests scale armor shirt. Along the west wall is a long wooden table, and the table there's a large round silver pendant with a thick chain and a silver ceremonial skull cap, and a jar which contains something. It's so dusty, but it's a jar. So there's a pennant, a skull cap, a jar of something on the table, and then there's a rack with a suit of armor hanging from it. Not a suit, just the.
I'm going to go up to the armor.
Okay.
And does it look tarnished?
It's showing its age. It does have some. It's in a bit of disrepair, but it's not completely destroyed.
Okay. Is it look like it's ceremonial, or does it look like it's actually something that would be worn in battle?
It is functional as armor, but it also looks like it was designed with more care than, say, you would give to like a foot soldier or something. It's got a lot of detail and it looks expensive.
Does it have any symbology on it?
No.
How heavy is it?
Scale mail is a bit heavy. Like if you lift it off, it's got the scales are like long and pointed metal, very outside of what's in fashion now. It looks ancient, like it looks old. It's from an older time and it's an older style. But when you pick it up, it's heavy, functional armor. You could carry it. It's not outrageously heavy, but it's not like just for show.
Okay. Could I wear it?
You could put it on. See.
I'll try.
Okay. And it doesn't fit exactly, but
with some tailoring.
Yes, but the person who wore it was approximately your size anyway, so it's very close to...
Is it more his size?
No.
Okay.
No, this person was not a big person. They were either older and smaller, or they weren't... they were kind of an average build.
Okay.
Because he's a monster. He's.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just don't remember his exact size. That's why.
Bernhardt's is a
mountain of a man.
Yeah.
All right. Head over to where the silver skull cap is.
Okay. It's a table, and there's the silver pennant, the ceremonial skull cap, and then there's that jar. Like they're laid out like with care.
I'll take off my skull cap.
Okay.
And I'll just compare the two to see, because mine provides a little bit of protection, but I want to see, in comparison, is it more ceremonial?
A bit more ceremonial, and you can tell by the way it's tarnished that it is probably made of silver.
Okay.
So it's a considerable amount of silver.
Okay. Well, I will pocket that into my bag.
Okay, so you put that in the bag.
The silver pendant?
It's on a thick chain, and it matches the silver matches the skull cap, and I don't know. You feel. You remember how you were feeling that totem that and you felt a little something, but it's there, but not really there. When you're looking at this and you're feeling this, you can feel there's something to it, like it. And it's got an engraving on the front. It looks like a rune of some sort. Very decorative. You can't really, point out what in particular, but there's some power here that you can feel.
I will take it and put it in my bag.
Okay. So you write down that you've got
I've got so much crap now.
Full set of armor.
Wow.
Or chest anyways.
Alright. Lay it on me.
Okay. So you're wearing the armor.
So you have to take off your hides or whatever you're wearing?
Whatever.
I wasn't wearing any armor. I only had a brass cap.
That would have been bad. So that's scale mail. And scale mail is that's a heavy armor. This one in particular is heavy armor, and it is 6 protection and 45 absorption, which means it negates 6 damage if someone hits you in the chest with something.
So it's only chest?
Yeah. Or shoulders or anything like that, but belly, like the
torso.
Your torso.
Okay.
And the skull cap does offer the same protection as your brass one, but you're not wearing it. So if you want to...
I just want to write it in my sundry equipment.
It's got the protection 2 and the absorption 20, just like your...
But it's silver.
And it's got, it's
silver brass cap. And you have silver skull cap.
And your pendant.
And my pendant. Silver pendant. With an asterisk. because it feels tingly.
It does feel tingly.
What else is in this?
That's it. A lot of moldy clothes, blankets, and it looks like rats have been into this mattress. And
is there any way to look outside?
There is a window.
I'll look out.
So it's a big stained glass, and you have to force it open, and there's a couple birds fly out.
Birds?
Sitting on a
Kill them.
And you can look out, and you can see there's a giant tower out there, and you look around, you don't see anything too noticeable in the ruins, just like a lot of bits of foundation sticking up out of the grass, and the wind and the rain. It's not torrential downpour, but it's still pretty. I wouldn't want to be trapped in an exposed area high up with rain and wind.
Okay,
that would sound like a nightmare to me.
All right, so I'll head back to the 12.
To 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the meantime, Percy, you've been bored for a little while.
Yeah, so I'm going to, after about an hour of being really bored, I'm going to get over my fear of the skeletons and just walk over to them.
Okay.
Start poking them with my wooden stick.
Okay, so now there are 6 skeletons left, so roll a d12 for each of them. So
6.
He's wearing a blue and green tunic that matches the one pendant up there. It's completely rotted out, but you can see the colors of the cloth. So the next one.
2.
You think you find something, but it just turns out to be a desiccated body part that was kind of like, this is...
It's a vestigial finger.
Yeah, no, it was a coin purse, all right.
Oh, prison wallet.
That's a 1.
Again, you get the flesh dice.
I found the other one.
Yeah, so you check it. It looks like something. Oh no, it's just a part of a mandible. Okay, oh no, that's gross.
So that's 3.
Yeah.
6 again.
Another green tunic.
3. More balls.
Okay. All the balls. Yep. You're rolling like shit.
And 4. I can't roll high when I need
A
to.
scale mail coif.
What's a scale mail quad?
It's a fucking codpiece, I think.
Is that what it is?
No.
What is it?
Oh, the this thing.
The head
Yeah.
thing?
And it is in pretty good shape.
I was hoping it was
I'll throw it on.
codpiece.
Okay, so you're gonna wear it?
Yep.
Okay, so you shake the skull out of it.
Yeah.
Oh God!
And a couple
I don't know where that's been.
couple beetles.
I do know where it's been. It's been on this dead guy. After you touched a few balls, you were willing to wear it.
Yeah, it's for my protection.
Scale mail, you said?
Yes, and it's COIF is how it's spelt.
Coif.
Is it
Coif.
coif? Yeah.
Protection.
Coif.
It's a head thing,
I
right?
don't know how you pronounce it.
And this one was not of the same quality as, say, that armor. It is repairable, but for right now, it's not offering you any.
Okay.
You're wearing it; it's functional.
Yep.
But it
makes noise when I go like this.
So
Or what you think is noise.
it covers here, and so that was six skeletons. I'll give you one more. Give me one more just to see.
5.
A corroded longsword in a rotten scabbard.
Like corroded as useless?
As in, you're not an armor, so you don't know. It's rusty, and
I'm still gonna play with it with my new head thing.
Okay. So on your
Better than his wooden sword.
you're properly. It is a longsword though, so you don't know how to use it. No one uses them anymore because there's no real need. It is quite long, and the scabbard it's functional in that it holds the sword, but certainly not. It wouldn't survive you like traipsing around for too long or doing whatever.
It's not very serviceable.
Yeah. It would require, if it was even worth doing, it would require a lot of work.
It's still holding it though.
It's still holding it for now.
Okay, I'll play with it for a bit.
Okay,
swinging around, hitting the table and stuff.
So you come. Mr. Mallory comes sauntering in, and you see him wearing armor, some armor on his head. He's got a long sword in his hands, and he's chopping away at a couple of chairs, just like chook, chook, chook.
All right.
I'm pretending to be a knight.
I will. I will not go up directly behind him. I will try to get in his field of vision.
Okay.
And shout his name.
Okay. And your hearing has returned to the point where you
still rings, but I can hear.
A little ringing, and it's not great, but you can hear. And he comes up and he yells your name. He's dueling with a chair. You can see his chair gets knocked over and.
Huzzah! I found a sword. And a helmet. Well, you found armor too, I see.
Where's Bernhardt?
Haven't seen him.
Should he have returned by now? It wasn't that far up the road.
We can return to him now, actually.
Have you returned?
You seen it?
I don't know. I see this buffoon fighting chairs.
Okay, so you start exploring around the top of the roof, and it looks as though this is where prisoners were put, and they were given the option. Well, you can stay up here and start.
To jump or... Yeah.
So that's where they're at. So there are still remains up here that that are in various mounds of like cloth and clothes still up top here. Mm-hmm. So you can look around. You can also see people have scratched at the door, this lid, but there's no purchase. And you can see in spots people have been ticking off in the walls, scratching in, and there's hundreds of these little tick marks.
All right. So I check the bodies.
Okay.
I assume there's going to be nothing on them, given that they were prisoners, but at the same time.
You never know. They could have hid something in their prison wallet.
Mm-hmm. Like a spoon.
So roll 1d12.
1d12. It's the smoky one. 1.
An antique gold and sapphire necklace.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Done.
How come his roll of 1 was good and mine was terrible?
Damn it, 1.
Because you're not... He makes the bodies. He doesn't get rid of the bodies.
Because if he was alone, and he still might be, this necklace will do him no good.
Correct.
Yeah, this necklace does nothing.
As he's starving, he'll open it
Yeah,
up and eat the necklace.
Sapphire. And what?
Antique gold and sapphire necklace.
I think he now has more money than the rest of us.
All right.
Yeah. So this person's like because it's been out in the open and you don't know, but it seems like maybe these were like political or some sort of like it wasn't just thieves thrown up here. It looks like maybe there was some higher ups that were
nobility
with the other people.
Nobility, so to speak.
Right. So then, and one more.
One more roll?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. The green one this time. Come on, another antique gold and sapphire necklace. 4.
Okay. Some glass fragments.
Ooh.
And you're searching the last of the mounds?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And
back to Smokey again.
And so you're like, oh, look at this. So these little bits of... And then you can hear the noise that you heard earlier when you had yelled.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it again. And it's far... You haven't been over there yet, but it's definitely someone.
All right.
Saying something like...
I go over to them.
Okay. So under this mound of it looks like this person had kind of built as much of a nest or cocoon that they could out of these rags, and and you pull it, and it is a woman who's just thin, unbelievably thin, like shockingly thin, and she's so frail, and all she can muster is the.
I give her some water.
Okay, so you start, and you pour it on her mouth, and she just barely, and she starts to drink.
Yeah. I try talking to her. Like, are you all right? Oh, obviously you're not all right. But are you? Can you speak?
Can you feel your arm? Wait, your arm's over there. Never mind. Can you feel your legs?
Okay, so
worst medic ever.
You start offering her help, and she's weak, and her voice is really hoarse because she hasn't talked to anyone in who knows how long, and her eyes look like half mad. She's looking around like, but she appears to be an elf.
Oh,
which you've never even seen one before.
All right then. So she looks like what I would think an elf would look like. But I've never seen it. Like my character's never seen it.
You've never seen one in real life, but you've seen paintings. Oh. You've seen everyone knows she's got the ears. She's got the well, her skin is. She's an awful shape. But being immortal, elves live for a long time, so you have no idea how long she's been up here. Mm-hmm. But she does tell you her name is Farah.
Bernhard is my name.
And then she kind of clings to you and says, "Oh, you're going to rescue me. Get me down from here."
We're going to try. I lay her back down. Do you need food?
I would eat food.
Okay. I take out some of my rations.
Okay.
And I give them to her. And I say, I'll be right. I'm going to try to get us out of here. I go to...
Try?
Yeah, I made a mistake.
The door closed.
Yes.
She just starts weeping. She just starts with
who's the guy with the ladies?
She had hope.
Smooth.
She was smooth, and she just through her hoarse voice, she is just wailing. She was right there. Her fingertips were touching freedom. She's been imprisoned here for God knows how long. Her clothes have rotted off of her body, and now she's realized all she's got is a fellow prisoner now again. So she's weeping.
If I'm good at one thing, it's ignoring the wailing of women. All right. I go to where the door to the roof was.
Right.
Is the door stone?
The top is metal clad. But it sits flush against the top, and you can see there's dents and stuff and scratches all over it. But it's.
I'm going to attempt to somehow pry open the hatch with my sword.
There's no. You get a couple. There might be a little purchase, but it's not. There's nothing happening.
Okay. I hit the hatch with the pommel of my sword. Does it dent it? Does it cause any kind of damage?
The metal. You can see a little deflection, a tiny little bit. A little the rust shakes off.
I go to the edge of the roof.
Okay.
Can I see him, or he's already?
You can see that building.
Mm. Is the storm loud right now?
No.
I start yelling, "Eddie! Eddie!"
I'm gonna let you roll.
Great.
As I'm smashing it. Hey!
What about Percy? Percy should roll too.
Oh, he's not rolling, but two things: Jack and shit. Jack just left town. What am I gonna have you roll?
Poor Percy's ears.
My preternatural.
He's wearing a scale mail coif, so it's gotten even worse.
Yep.
A luck.
Oh, sorry.
If anything, I'm lucky.
Okay,
that's right. You are lucky.
You just try and roll under your luck with the green dice and the smoky ones. The
cursed dice.
That doesn't really matter unless it's a 1 or a 12.
Oh, it's cocked. Ooh, 7.
And what's your?
He's lucky.
What's your luck?
My luck is fortunate.
Fortunate. No, it just doesn't.
Too busy smashing stuff with my sword.
So,
we haven't searched the rest of this building yet, have we?
this is basically, this is the rest of that building.
Oh, it's just one big room.
It's just a big room that held like
Is it?
100
Yeah, so
people.
I'm actually looking for Bertrand because, like, he
Bertle.
should have, or Barnhart. He should have been back by
Since
now.
you don't know his name, you
Okay.
can't look for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I go back to her, and I let her know. Like, I tried to calm her down. I was like, "Please listen. I did not come here alone. My friends know that I came here. They will come looking for me. We just have to wait."
Okay, and she's kind of starts pounding on you with her fists, like just in frustration. There's nothing more she could do, but it's like a kitten. She's got no, and she's just crying, but there's no tears because she's dehydrated completely, and she's just like on her chapped lips.
I pick her up.
Okay,
I'm assuming she's very light.
she's extremely light.
I walk over to the edge, close. Over to the edge, close. I'm not
All
throwing.
of us have the same face at the same time.
I walk over to the edge.
Shave.
Yeah, I think we should be dead.
I walk
Doing you
over.
a favor.
I walk over to the edge that's facing like where the where I came up, like the path I came up.
Yep, that road.
And then I sit down with her, like holding her, and watch for help to come.
Okay.
Yeah, like obviously I'm going to be waiting here. Not much I can do about the door. I'm going to wait until I can see help, and then I will yell for help when I see it come.
And as you said, eventually you're like, we got to find this guy, and you know where he went. You discussed.
Well, I know.
You,
I don't know which one he's in, but I know.
Right. You know which road he went on. So eventually you're like, okay, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Percy here is like, he looks like he's ready for adventure. So the two of you are heading.
I'll shield my...
Fucking Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Here we go.
I'll shield...
And Percy died of tetanus.
Put my sword away.
Oh god!
And you're like, oh no!
I'm a knight.
I'm a knight. Okay.
I'm a Knigget.
So,
Where'd Bernhard go?
He went up that road, but where he is, I'm not sure. He's in one of those buildings.
When we go south, Bernhard!
Okay, so you start heading down that road, and you do see
It worked for Gray,
eventually
didn't it?
Yeah.
a couple of specks coming down the road, and you can hear a little bit.
I yell, Eddie! Percy!
And what? You can hear something that's it's hard to tell. Like it
You hear shit.
Yeah. I'll keep yelling because
Yeah, he's yelling. It's like so that you can hear me. I won't hear the response, but you'll hear me.
Do I sense where it's coming from?
it's really hard. It doesn't make any sense that it's like it's coming from like all over the place almost.
All right. Keep going.
Okay, and he's coming in your direction, and he's looking around. He's looking. He gets to the buildings that are there, and he's
I yell again, Percy! Eddie!
okay. And now you're like, that sounds like it's coming from way up there, but you can't from the angle. You can see up because you're not that close yet, but it's so high up, and there's a parapet, and you can't really see anything definitive up there.
Okay, to try and get his attention, I start throwing corpses off the roof.
I was wondering when you were going to start that because you threw the torch to get my attention the first time.
I don't have any torches. All I got is dead bodies.
So you're looking, all of a sudden this shape it looks like a bundle of rags and stuff just
Oh no!
off the
Is
top.
that Bernhard?
I'm going to step away so that it doesn't hit me.
We're not that close.
You're far enough away that
Yeah.
I'm running
Oh.
towards it thinking that it's him.
but you okay, so
Bernhard!
Percy starts running and you can see like another one
Yeah, I'm going to
down.
cover my eyes and see if I can actually see anything.
You can see a shape up there now. You can see him. He's reaching down, grabbing it because there's probably 20 bodies up there.
All right, at this point, I'm going to start waving my arms. Barnhart!
Things.
Barnhart!
So you've got like this sack of bones that was left inside this rag that was may have been a robe at one point. And over your head, and then you see him. He's waving his arms. So
I started waving the body.
Oh, you're doing the sand people?
As dust just falls on you.
You're shaking these human remains.
Desiccated corpse.
And then you sprint. You
run up to the building.
You get to the front door. You can see that there's some spiral staircase.
Is the key still in the door? Or do I have the key?
You have the key.
All right. I go, Eddie! Like, you're down there? I go, I'm gonna drop the key! You need this to open the door! Can you hear me?
It's gonna take some time. You're doing some pantomime, plus, like, he's like, what? There's no frame of reference for what you're trying to say, what door, what. So as you're discussing that, you get kind of tuckered out once you. But now you're.
God damn it, Percy.
You're up at the top of the tower. There's a cell, and a ladder. The door of the cell is open, and there's a ladder going up to the roof.
I'll go up to the ladder.
Okay.
Is it open?
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's open, and you can kind of squeeze your way out.
Yep, I'll go with that.
Okay. You're on the roof.
I'm here to save you.
I throw Percy off the side of the roof. Take the key! Take the key!
At one edge, there's a guy holding...
Bernhard, I came to save you.
Yeah, you remember his name now. Bernhard, that's right. Yeah, that's probably it. And he's shaking a dead body. And beside him, there is a woman, and she's just like barely alive.
Ah!
And
these are the worst saviors ever.
I didn't bring him to help.
Well, you came to help.
She's looking at you, and she sees the door close, and she's in hell. She's literally in hell. But she can't.
Let's go. Why are you staying up here?
So now he's told you about a key and a door, and you think you have it. You think you got it. So what are you doing?
I'll go into the tower.
Okay. You go into the tower.
Yeah. As soon as I see him go in the tower, I go to the door.
Okay.
I have my sword out.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for the door.
Are you going to stab me?
No, I'm going to stick my fucking sword between the damn door.
Who's that?
Listening. Shut up, you're useless. You've always been useless. I've tried to hide it and control it for the past 2 weeks. You've caused me nothing but anguish. You've helped me not at all. You're now deaf as well as dumb. Shut up, sit down, and be quiet.
He'll start crying.
Good. So you sit
Right
down.
now we
So now I got a wailing woman and a wailing idiot.
So there's a woman here half crazed with the centuries of being alone, and and then beside her is sitting a child, and he's sitting on top of a desiccated corpse. Birds have picked this thing long, but he's just like, oh,
There's my friend.
This isn't right. No. And then as you're looking at this, the trapdoor opens up.
I quickly put the sword, I say, watch out, careful, Eddie. And I put my sword.
At this point, I actually take a piece of wood and pry it in. Because I'm assuming that's the reason they didn't come down.
Okay.
He's the smart one.
I'm the smart one.
So you grab something from your backpack.
Yeah, from the if there was something along the way or whatnot.
Break a railing off of the stairs, and you. So as the door opens, a sword goes whoop in one spot, and a piece of wood comes out the other. And you both lock eyes, and you're like, hey,
yeah. You done fucked up.
I did. You know what? I can't always be the hero. Sometimes I need others.
Why don't you get out of the cold and come on down?
All right.
Okay.
I quickly go and pick up. I forgot her name. What was her
Farah.
name? Farah. I pick up Farah. I said, Farah, we're getting out of here.
Okay. And
Who the hell is Farah?
Her arm just reaches across and it hugs on it, and she doesn't say anything, but you can feel like this. And
I'm gonna come down with him. He yelled at me. He's very mean. He used to be friendly.
You have
2 weeks of this.
You have to be careful.
2 weeks.
Don't worry, we'll be home soon.
plenty more. Now you have I don't know, like a waif-like ward and a balling.
The waif-like ward is preferred.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you all go down the stairs. You're all tired. You're exhausted. It's late. It's getting dark. The rain. So presumably you head back to the
our base of operations.
Yeah, I tell Percy, carry this picture. Give him the picture.
Okay, you get to the bottom and leaned up against the wall. You did notice there's a big painting.
I'll carry it, I guess.
Okay.
And now you've got a job.
At least I got my belt back. You didn't even notice
I feel like Percy needs like small jobs to make him.
Yes, I noticed the hat.
Let's see my sword.
I did not notice the sword.
It's a long sword.
There you go.
I'm a knight.
I'm a Kinnigit.
So you return back to your base of operations, and I think that's a good place. You've reached a
stable position.
A nice.
That was so funny when the door shut on you. I was like, "Oh, good God! Now how am I going to get?"
I was like, now the plaque makes sense. As soon as the door goes, like, oh, the plaque. That's right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Now
I was like, once I got up there, I was like, oh yeah, the plaque. I should have paid more attention to the plaque.
So clearly,
Rob knew exactly what was going to happen.
Well, this never did anything.
Well, yeah. My character didn't.
Did it?
Did you actually know? Huh? Did you actually know that was going to happen?
When he did it? Yeah.
No. When the door shut. Like
on my character?
No, on my character.
On your character, I had a feeling the moment the door shut. But on my character, I did it on purpose.
Well, there you have it. A fun time was had by all. Join us next time for the continuing adventures.